So in this video I want to talk about lenses, and specifically micro four thirds lenses, and why I chose micro four thirds lenses, and why I buy cameras that take micro four thirds lenses. When I was doing some research on which camera to buy when I wanted to get started making videos a year or so ago, I looked at lots of different things, and I really liked the Panasonic, the GH5 especially. I really liked what was coming out of that. So as I started looking into micro four thirds lenses, I realized that there's a large variety of lenses out there that fit that mount, and that the cameras that I liked, the GH5 that I'm recording on right now, the Blackmagic pocket cinema camera, even my wife's GF-7 here, all use the same lenses, which is great. This means I don't have to buy lenses for each camera. I can just share the same lenses across cameras. My wife can use her GF7 with this 12 to 32 lens here for her basic photography. She can also use this 45 to 150. These lenses work great for the kind of photos that she wants to take, things around the yard, her flowers, the kids, things like that. Works great. But at the same time, I can take a higher quality lens like this 35 to 100 f2.8, and I could put it on this camera, and suddenly this camera becomes quite a bit better. I mean, it's no GH5, but it works a lot better than it does with these other lenses. That's great in travel because then you don't have to take a whole bunch of things. You can take a couple of camera bodies, 2 or 3 lenses, and they're all interchangeable. Another thing I really like about the micro four thirds system is the variety that it gives me with the pocket cinema camera. Currently I have the 25mm on this, the 1.7. Works pretty good for low light and to get that depth of field that you kind of want with some of the more cinematic things. But at the same time, I could also, I use the 12 to 35 that I'm recording with right now on the GH5 on this quite a bit. That gives you a little bit of a zoom and also gives you a little bit of a stabilization factor that the pocket camera doesn't have built in, that the GH5 does. Another option that I have is to put the pocket cinema camera with the 12 to 35 on a tripod as my main camera, and then to have the GH5 with the zoom lens as the handheld option. This works great because not only is the lens stabilized, but the camera has the in-body stabilization as well. So I can be zoomed in with this particular lens on the GH5 and my shots are pretty stable. It's pretty good. However, there's no stabilization in the pocket camera, so when I'm using the 25mm, I want to make sure that it is on a tripod because there's no stabilization in the lens or in the body. It works fairly well with the 12 to 35 because there's stabilization in the lens, but still, this camera in general, you're going to want it on a gimbal or on a tripod for sure. So another option that I have is this Rokinon 12mm prime lens. It works pretty well. It's the widest lens that I have. Even though the 12 to 35 also goes down to 12, there's a slightly different look to it. What doesn't work so well for me with this lens is that it is pure manual focus, and so I actually have to nail my focus with the focus ring on the lens, and I can't rely on the one-time autofocus from the GH5 or from the cinema camera. One thing that I'm really missing here is an ultra-wide lens, and so I've looked at a couple of different options. There's even a new option from Panasonic that is a much wider lens that looks fantastic, but is pretty expensive, a little bit out of my range at this point. So I would love to hear other recommendations for wide-angle lenses for micro four thirds cameras. If anybody wants to drop them in the comments section, I'd be happy to check them out. Maybe I'll find something that works for me. So if I could only pick 3 of these lenses, without a doubt, I would pick the 12 to 35 f2.8 Lumix lens that I'm filming with now. I would pick the 35 to 100 f2.8 lens. This makes a great set. And I would pick the 25mm 1.7 lens here. Fantastic lens for the money. It works great on all 3 of these cameras. It may be my favorite lens of all of these, even though it's a prime and there's no zoom. It looks great, but you have to move yourself instead of moving the focal length of the lens. So that's all I've got for you for this video. I hope that this helped someone to learn more about micro four thirds lenses and why I chose the lenses that I did. Thanks for checking it out, and make sure to subscribe if you like this kind of content, and drop a like if this video was helpful for you. Leave me a comment if you just want to say hi, and I'll see you next time. See ya.